Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we are back with the newest product from Authentikit, and that is the TPM. This is an exact replica of the configuration found in the Comanche, and this thing is absolutely amazing. Authentikit is known for the DIY 3D printed pieces that you can actually download, as well as the kits that they sell that you can just simply assemble. So let's talk about it right now. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkill's tutorial guides from Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining us on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future releases that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below.
Overkill simulations, watch us as we fly. Overkill simulations, a thrill will never die.
All right, you guys, so getting right into this. Authentikit is a company that really specializes in creating a DIY project or solution. Now, they also have kits that you can buy that you have to assemble yourself. So the idea behind it is if you already have a 3D printer and you feel comfortable, they have a full 3D print list and files that you can download and print yourself, and then buy all the hardware yourself externally. Or you can purchase one of these kits, which is what we're showcasing here today. This kit took approximately an hour to an hour and a half to assemble, watching the very detailed video that comes with the instructions. It's very, very well done, you guys. So I'm not going to show the assembly here today because there just wasn't any need. The assembly video that comes with it, again, walks you through step by step. The lead developer has done an absolutely wonderful job. The gentleman who designed this, he's a great guy and did a fantastic job explaining everything step by step. I will say, don't get ahead of him. If you guys are purchasing this and you decide to watch the video, don't get ahead of the developer. You guys can see it comes with a universal hub, essentially. The idea behind the hub there on the right is that if you have other products that belong to Authentikit, they all plug into the hub, allowing you to create a fully immersive cockpit with a single hub source. My biggest thing about all of this was the tactile feel of all of the controls. They are all very, very stiff in a controlled and fine manner, meaning that all the action is very, very smooth, but requires intentional manipulation of the controls. So you're not going to bump it and accidentally move it. Everything feels very, very solid. So now we're going to get into the simulator, and we're actually do a real live demonstration here. We're in the Pimax Crystal Light. If you guys are interested in picking that up, make sure you guys check the links down in the description below, so you guys can save a few bucks, and also helps me out here on the channel. But again, this is a direct replica of the Comanche configuration, as you guys can see, matching it to the Comanche there in the aircraft to what you're seeing here on the camera. It was really quite the experience, and I've said this before with their P51 configuration. It's a completely different experience when you are actually physically feeling what you're seeing, especially in virtual reality. Now, this is obviously not limited to VR, but this is a really awesome kit. You also have the option, guys, of having a throttle mixture and carb heat configuration. If you're flying an aircraft that doesn't have the prop, there is a handle that comes with the kit that you guys can swap that out for the carb heat as well. But obviously I chose TPM. The really cool way about the way that they've done this too is, again, having the round mixture knob that comes standard in the Comanche made it a completely different feel. I really, really can't stress enough the quality that you get with Authentikit. They have third-party printing resources if you guys want to go that route as well. You don't have to buy the kit. Let's say you just need the 3D printing done, but you want to go out and outsource everything else yourself. You have that option as well. Their Discord channel is incredibly supportive. They are very, very quick to respond, including the lead developer himself, who designs all of the equipment. He is also someone who is very, very easily reachable and very, very kind. I cannot stress enough how supportive he's been, and I've monitored him inside of his own Discord. He's always quick to respond. He's always jumping in. So if that gives you guys any kind of comfort in, you know, building something or buying something of this nature, and maybe you've never done it before, I will say this is the first kit that I've ever assembled myself. Even with their previous hardware that they've sent me, like for example, again, the P51D throttle, that came pre-assembled for me. So this was the first kit that I actually got to assemble. And again, it took me about an hour and a half, all said and done. But everything lined up very, very nicely. It was a very, very easy process to go through. One of the things that they pride themselves on, and rightfully so, is that It doesn't require any soldering. You don't have to worry about being some magician electrician. Pretty much all the tools you need is, like, for example, a pair of scissors, a screwdriver. I'm trying to think of anything else that I used. I think that was it. Actually, everything else came in the kit. I think I needed a screwdriver and I needed a pair of scissors to cut wire with. And even the wire, when it came to stripping it, the kind of wire they use, you were able to strip it with your fingernails. So getting into the aircraft and actually being able to fly it was a ton of fun. And I think my favorite point, for some reason, and I think you guys will all agree with me, the best part about any flight simulation is the damn takeoff. It always is and always will be. Takeoffs and landings, especially when you grease the landing. But getting into the takeoff, when I got to take off and started to apply power, you always run that just a little bit, and then once you see everything stable, we push it forward to the firewall. The tension on it was stiff enough. Like I said, it's a very intentional action. Okay, you're not going to just accidentally tap it. You're not going to bump your desk and have these things move. And by the way, they're using high resolution Hall sensors in these as well. So these are not cheap sensors. You get a ton of resolution. I think that it's 60,000 or 6,000 points of resolution. I think it's 60,000 points of resolution, which means even a minor adjustment to the throttle, you're going to see that in the simulator. Or any of the other axes for that matter. So when I started to push it forward and you feel the engine power up, giving it that extra muscle and shoving the throttle to the firewall was a really cool feeling, because it was completely smooth, very, very smooth, guys. And then again, you had that finite control right down to the 50ths of or 50 of RPM, however you want to word that. So it was a really, really cool experience, you guys. What we're doing here is we're just going to take the aircraft up. We're going to do a quick go around, basically bring it back in for landing and shut it back down. And it was a lot of fun to fly. And I think my favorite part about this, you guys, is the price points of all of their kits. I'm going to leave a link down in the description below so you guys can check it out. There are multiple different options. Like I said, if you feel comfortable doing this yourself, you'd probably be looking at about $60 to $70 in hardware. And maybe even less depending on where you get it, okay? But I think this particular kit ran right around $150 US. Yeah, I just verified that. It comes out to 135 pounds, you guys. So I believe, if I remember correctly, that comes to right around 150 US dollars. And that's really not bad. Again, when you consider the Hall sensors, when you consider the features that exist with it, the simple ease of use, and the mounting system. Now, they come with the clamps to mount to the desk, as you guys are seeing here. I wanted to talk about that for a moment. What I am actually going to do is probably permanently mount it, and using the flanges that are sticking out, I'm just going to drill a couple holes and put screws directly into the bottom of the desk. That way I don't have to worry about the clamps, because I will admit the clamps are a bit tacky looking, but it is a perfect solution for what they're doing here, so don't get me wrong on that. The universal hub also comes with the starter kit, you guys, so you want to make sure that you walk through that assembly process. Again, very, very easy. No soldering, no genius electrician skills required. It's all done with scissors and a screwdriver. It's very, very simple to do. It comes with a wire stripper as well to make that easy for you guys, walking through that process as well. Everything that you need comes with the kit. They've really done a fantastic job with all of this stuff, you guys. I'm really impressed with them. I think my favorite part about Authentikit is they're bridging a gap between the elite developers and home developers. Again, the idea behind it came out with the purpose of printing them yourselves. If you have your own 3D printers, you can download the print files for free. They let you do it completely for free. There's no charge to download the files. You just download them and walk through the parts list yourself and go out and find them. So you could probably outsource a lot of this stuff for whatever price you wanted. And then again, the installation and configuration information is all on the website. You don't have to purchase it in order to get access to the installation video. So that part's, again, very, very awesome, very, very convenient. They've done a great job with it. They have a bunch of different configurations, everything from the Spitfire to the P-51 Mustang to now the Comanche. The Comanche is also, this is a starter kit for the Comanche. There are further peripherals that are going to be included later on, such as flap control, gear handle. I believe the trim is going to be something that's going to be added to a trim wheel. Now, we know that in the Comanche the trim wheel's up on the ceiling, but obviously they're not going to do that. That wouldn't be pretty practical. Not many of us have a way to mount a trim wheel above our heads. But these are things that are going to be coming down the line that I'm aware of for their general aviation lineup. This is their first GA lineup that I'm aware of. So it's really nice seeing them come into the Microsoft X-Plane P3D community with their products, because it's certainly something that's needed, again, to bridge the gap between your DIY community and the elite, such as Virpil and Virtual Fly, and going on above that, right? So again, if you guys have not checked out Authentikit, there will be a link to their website down in the description below. It will be a link to their homepage, because I want you guys to browse around and look at all the things they have. If you're someone who's very comfortable doing 3D printing, definitely look at this stuff, because it's absolutely perfect. Their P51 throttle that I said that I've used as well works very, very well, you guys. It is really awesome. If you're a VR flyer, I recommend this stuff even more so, because it is true to the real world configuration, right down to the scaling of the knobs. So the nice thing about that is, again, as I mentioned before, what you see in your VR, you're going to feel with your hands. So the round mixture knob, the placement of everything, the T-topped parking brake, all that stuff you're going to feel and see it in VR, which greatly enhances the obviously the immersive experience. And then the fact that it's a desk mount system, and the positioning of the throttles and the configuration, like for example here in the Comanche, again, you're going to get that real world experience as well. So with that in mind, guys, I hope that you guys found this video useful. I hope it gave you something new to think about. To Authentikit, keep doing what you guys are doing, man, because this is a great option for flight simulation, especially if you're on a budget and you have the option to build a lot of this stuff out yourself. Remember, even if you don't have a 3D printer, you guys, there are a ton of third-party companies, or even if you know a friend who has a 3D printer, those are options as well. Make sure that you guys at least take a look, because it may offer you something that maybe you've been looking for a while, and get you in further to your flight simulation experience without breaking the bank. As always, folks, links to everything down in the description below. Stay safe and healthy. Hope you enjoyed the review. Authentikit, keep kicking ass, and I will catch you guys in the next one.